Hey, how's it going? Wow, look how dark my glasses are. Let me see if I can do without this. I'll just turn on an overhead. Here, hold on while I'm fumbling. Okay, let's try this again. I decided not to go with an overhead. Anyway, so today I pulled, oh wow, I only pulled one card. I pulled a card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. Wow, that looks really dark. Maybe I have to turn this stupid bright thing back on. And from that deck I pulled Fool's Embrace. Like, you know, foolish. Fool's Embrace. Transmuting Pain. Oh my god, it stayed. And the subtitle is Transmuting Pain. Did I already say that? Well, I feel kind of woozy. I just got a funny image of the fool, the fool from the Rider-Waite Tarot. You know, stepping off the cliff with the little dog and the knapsack on the stick and everything, and just not even aware that there's a potential hazard underfoot. But of them, like, that fool grabbing this one, like, from behind, like, restraining it. Fool's Embrace. Although I don't know what it's restraining this being from. It's interesting. Well, for one thing, this being is like kind of humanoid, but those wings are very insectoid, and they have a sort of, well, strange for a human skin texture. Almost looks like the character. Oh, here we go. I don't remember her name. Never mind. I'm not even gonna mention it then. Shh. Great. But anyway, she seems to have some thorny thoughts on her mind, and that fetal posture is, I mean, maybe it's completely relaxed and normal for whatever species this is, but to me it just looks like, again with the thoughts, but also the arms crossed is like a warding off, I'm closed, like you're not welcome, no vacancy thing to do. Like, I believe that's what it signals from the body language experts I've seen talk about it over the years. And maybe she's like a little burned, like she's got kind of a dark complexion, right? But not a healthy one. Like, she looks charred. Oh god, it keeps going in my mouth. Stop it. You know, when it's shorter, something always wants to go in my nose. And it's always this side. Like, what is your deal? Sidetrack over. And that's not a position. I mean, I don't see myself ever being upset about something and finding that to be the position to go for. But maybe that's just for this being, it's just normal for her. Yeah, I'm gonna go with her. Some other fly guy betrayed her. And, wow. The moon, I'm assuming that's a moon that's behind her. I mean, it's very, peachy, orangey, morning looking but I don't think it's a son. I don't know though. You know what? I can't really see. I guess there's a faint impression that she's like on her toes there, squatting sort of on something, but it's very difficult to see. She could, even though I was gonna say she could be floating, she could be flying. She's got wings, so maybe she is perched on something. It seems precarious. But you know, if she gets knocked off, she's got wings. I don't know. I am going to read from the book what it says about this being. Fool's embrace. Transmuting pain, allowing life to love you. The experience of both land. Oh, both and. Both land. I mistook the slash for an L. Okay. The pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we're in it, we think that pain, that loss, that betrayal will always be woven through our continuity of existence. We're kept hostage by the way we identify with the pain and what we make it mean. If we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. Wow, I mean, I can relate to all of that. What about you? I think we all let ourselves get carried away. I mean, at least once. Even if we don't admit to it or display the symptoms outwardly, I can't imagine that there's humans that don't experience this. Well, I guess like psychopaths, but who knows? I mean, maybe they just love in their own way and non-psychopaths don't understand it. Not excusing psychopathic behavior. Just saying. Moving on. No matter where on the spectrum of pain you find yourself now, whether it be mild disappointment or searing loss, it's time to make peace with it. Befriend it rather than resisting it, running from it or judging it as bad or unfair or hostile. Can you see the gift that is here? Surrender to the fool's embrace, allowing the truth to envelop you in love and compassion. What could you learn from something amazing? What could you learn? What if you could learn something amazing from this? Well, I just got a little breakthrough on this person here and her complexion and her skin texture. Befriend, okay. No matter where you are on the spectrum of pain, no matter where on the spectrum of pain you find yourself now, whether it be mild discomfort, mild disappointment, searing loss, whatever, it's time to make friends with it. So, this, I believe, is touching upon something that I feel like I talk about a lot, and it is, I guess, I don't know if I've ever said it in this particular way, but I talk about ways that the way that I deal with like a loss or a betrayal differently from the way I did like when I was much younger, or even, you know, as little as 10 years ago or something. I referenced it like a few videos ago that I've gotten better at processing this type of pain and disappointment, so that I would have in the past spent months being bummed out about whatever the hell I was talking about that day, and that it had only taken a couple of days to be like okay with it and like ready to, like, what do you call the ropes on the ship that they're tied to the dock with, the moor lines? I'm ready to cut that puppy loose and let that problem past incident drift away into like I can't see it anymore. It's been there, done that. Thank you for the lesson. You can move on now. But it seems like she hasn't reached that point yet. She's still like, I mean, I remember what it feels like, even if I'm not doing it. You can like get yourself into a place where you just feel like you've spontaneously combusted, like you're just torched, you know. You feel like all the hair has been burned off the outside of your body. Just, you know, something traumatic. But I have definitely made things bigger than they had to be, because they weren't as big as they weren't big. It was just kind of like I had nothing going on. I had to have some drama, even if it was only me having the drama with myself about someone. It was just like non-productive. Like, what a bummer that I wasted so much time being bummed about something. I saw the best thing from, not gonna say like this is not a source they couldn't have like great insight and intelligence, but it just, I don't know. So, and I'm gonna see if I can, I'm not gonna remember it word for word, but I'm gonna try to paraphrase what he said. I was watching an interview with Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, and he was talking about his family and being vulnerable, and I'm always like right away like snagged by someone being self-aware, especially someone that's really famous, because they have to deal with all kinds of layers of protection, and most people were not born famous, you know. So I would imagine it's like a weird dichotomy to go from being just Joe Blow that can walk down the street unmolested to, you know, even before you have a family and all of that, like, you know, he was a guy without the spouse in the family too, and also not wealthy, I don't think. So it's just weird that you have to learn how to basically put layers between who you used to be, because, you know, whatever you're doing is getting people so excited that they want you all the time, in appropriate times, in appropriate ways. We tell ourselves all kinds of stories, and sometimes they're just really wrong, just not true. So he was just talking about like a hypothetical situation where he would have a breakup, and he was like, why would you like just hang on to something that is demonstrably over? And I'm paraphrasing, like, there's no reason to hang on to something after it ends. And he did say, like, you're gonna feel crappy for a minute, you know, like whatever short time, but like you don't want to drag it out forever, because while you're doing that, you're not doing something better, basically. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what he said word for word, but he said a lot of different things, and I just was struck and just, okay, goosebumps, gonna calm down. Impressed by how open and vulnerable he was. I mean, just to this guy that was interviewing him, who happened to be a friend, from what I could tell. Like, they did discuss that about their relationship, and they apparently go back years from just the one I saw, and then there was a whole bunch that followed, and I was like, one's good for now. I got other stuff going on. But it was a great moment to see someone self-aware about their situation and themselves. Like, they talked about drugs and stuff. Not that he did them, but you got the idea that he knew stuff about him, so he maybe did some at some point. But it was just a very open conversation, and because especially he was comfortable with the interviewer, the interchange was awesome, you know, and he was very relaxed, and I don't know if he speaks that freely all the time, but he sure did that time, and it was like fortifying to see. It just made you like feel good about the world. But his understanding to not like drag something out forever, especially when it's like I was saying, not really about anything and just, you know, making up some drama to entertain yourself. I think he's talking more about people that sort of make a career out of making the drama like the focal point of their life. That is not mine. Like I said, it all takes place like in here and in here, but I do to myself. And I got another lesson in a similar way from another musician too, who actually is no longer with us. I've told this story before. At a gathering with friends, and one of us, I don't know how she didn't know him, because we all were, well, he's not from Hollywood originally, but he lived there for a long time. And the same way we all knew each other through punk rock would have been the same way she knew him. And it was just weird. They had so many mutual friends that we all did. It was like, how do you not? I don't know. Anyway, she got all excited, and he was charismatic. I mean, I was a little hyper hamster when I saw him myself, but I had known him for several years at that point, and I had learned to contain myself. But she, wow, was like really going cuckoo for him, and she said, like, she was like aware that she was getting kind of frothed up, and she said, "Yeah, look how you made me act," or something to the effect that he made her do something or feel something. He said, "I didn't make you do anything." And it was so perfect. He didn't even have to say more. Like, you got all of it from just, "I didn't make you do anything." It's like, you did that to yourself. Loud and clear. And we all had a laugh. Even her, you know. Even him. But, I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking about it now. Like, how often did that happen to him, that some young girl was just all, woo, going all nuts for him? Well, actually, we weren't that young at this point. I was when I met him. And I imagine that happened to him quite a bit, because, like I said, he was charismatic, and he was a musician, and all of that stuff like that there. But just the most concise and simple, totally true lesson. I didn't make you do anything. It was awesome. And now I got totally lost. Well, not really. Because, like, the reason why I brought up Josh Homme is because he said, like what I was saying too, that it took me forever to learn. Let that stuff go. If you're feeling terrible, I understand the impulse to wallow in it a little bit, but like, if you're just gonna live there, people are gonna be tired of listening to you talk about someone and something that has been over for years. Like, that's an extreme case, and maybe that's what she was. She just couldn't give it up. And the other thing, I was watching a video on how Stoics do relationships, and they were talking about how to, like, properly choose the mate you want to be with, and that, and one of the things they were saying was not to hold on to these things, because you know, and also Josh Homme said this, you know it's not going to last forever. You know, like, the Stoics, like, it's not a great idea. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. It's not a great idea, though, to base your life partner choice solely on appearance, because appearance is fleeting, appearance fades, and then you're going to be like, oh, now I have to mess up this relationship. And that's messed up, that you would have that attitude about your partner. So what the Stoic was saying is, like, wouldn't you look for people that are stimulating to your, like, for other reasons than just mere appearance, like intelligence or commonalities or, you know, skills, and, you know, other things than appearance, because it is important, you know. If you're gonna marry someone, you better have an idea if you're gonna be able to get along, because, I mean, sometimes people mean that forever. But sometimes things don't work out and you just gotta let it go. Like, it's not personal unless you just like pester a person that over and over is not giving you back what you want. Like, they're just not reciprocating in the way that you're looking for, and that's gonna make them like mad at you and all kinds of things. It's like, that can burn you when you just don't want to hear it. It's over, I'm not interested. Flame, get away. Maybe that's what this person has been going through. Like, hard-headed, not only hard-headed, like, you can't even tease a notion in there. Like, come on, think straight. Stop torturing yourself and everyone around you. You're all burnt up now. It's over. Everybody has scolded you, including me, about what you've done to yourself. Nobody told you to do that. You did it to yourself. But we do that. We do these things to ourselves, and that was something else the Stoics were saying, that, you know, we do these things sometimes because we know there's some kind of lesson we need to learn. Like, we do have, you know, control over a lot of what we do and what we think. And so we could also, beyond knowing that, realize how is that gonna, you know, end up making us feel, and how is it gonna affect other people, like what we're doing, what we're saying. These ancient groups, like the Stoics and the Rosicrucians and the Essenes and all these ancient societies, they sure treated each other a lot differently than we do now with our civilization and our progress. Oh my God. It is very stark. We lack compassion today. We're avaricious, we're competitive to a fault, and we're just savage and hateful in some cases. And I don't know, like, some of us got to be the contrast to the others, I guess. I don't know why I went down that avenue. Let me talk about Burnt Up Lady again. So maybe all of this stuff having gone on with her, maybe she's having a big orange light bulb moment and going, oh wow, I did that. Because if you look there, her hand is under her chin, if she's, as if she's resting it on her hand or holding her chin or something. But there is, I don't know if I had the best camera and light possible if you'd be able to see that expression, but she does have a pensive expression on her face, like as if it just occurred to her, oh, no one else did this to me, I did that. So the other card that I didn't pull, that I should have, I'm so used to, but I got distracted because other cards from the same deck that I first was talking about popped out, and I may pick those up and address those. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. What is my time? Maybe I won't talk about those other cards. So I wanted to pull one from this deck, and it's not shuffled. So I am going to pause you for a second. Okay. So the other card I've pulled is the Crow from the Wild Unknown Animals Spirit deck. Well, that's weird. The title got washed out. There you go. Oh. Wheels are locked. Okay, let's see what that has to say. Oh. Well, my impression is, hold on, let me see that color. not really one on there. Well, if I think about the crow, they're known in some circles. Well, they have a lot of names, but what's coming to me right now is the messenger. Because they have some spiritual message that they're bringing, and they also like to collect shiny baubles that they find here and there and take them away to their crow house or nest. Crow house. Oh, I guess there are bird houses. What do you know? So, that object, though, it's like a seed, and it's got a lot of life getting ready to come out of it, but it also, for some reason, makes me think of, like, if not the earth, us people from it. The humans. And, it's... Well, you know, it's got its claws, its talons sort of, you know, gripping this little orb. And I don't know if it's setting it down there in the dark or if it's plucking it out. I don't know. Let's read the book and see what it has to say. Crow, spiritually strong, creative, watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, psychic, strong, clear. When out of balance, ungrounded, hypersensitive. To bring into balance, daily meditation practice. You know, it's hard when I'm doing this not to just be all, oh, hi. Can you jump up, please? Hi. Yes, I love you too. Can you please move? Go on, kitty, jump up. Go up there. Come on, go up there. Go up on the refrigerator. Please. Go up. Thank you. Sometimes he really does not want me doing this. And just be all, oh, those are such great qualities. I'm just going to apply them to myself. But some of it, you know, rings true-ish in me. Well, you know, I'm getting like, I'm taking it personal, okay? I'm just gonna leave it at that. Some of it. Wait, let me have that again. Sorry for the dead air. I'm kind of subdued today. I realize I'm not my usual self. Let's all laughing and everything, and nothing's wrong. I just I know that for several hours today I was just kind of sitting still with just like rain sounds on because I just was like rattling with energy. I had to like lay down and let it do whatever it was gonna do for like a while. I couldn't even sleep. Like usually if I get in this one particular chair and recline, I'll fall asleep. No, I think I was there for about 3 hours before I felt like, okay, like I can get up now. It wasn't bad. Like I got a ton of downloads. But it did, I guess it like took something out of me. Because, oh, here's a laugh. Okay, creative and watchful. I wonder if the crow is not a spiritual guardian of this person that is not too dissimilar to the crow. They're both similarly colored, although the crow's is genetic. This is, again, something they did to themselves. But, everything's a learning opportunity, and I'm not sure how the crow would communicate its message to this person, but something about both of them with their feet on an orb is interesting. And there have been times when I don't know if it's worked. I just did it as an experiment, but I'll be outside grounding, and I still do it once in a while just because, maybe it works. And I'll sit out there with my bare feet on the ground, and then I'll think of someone someplace else, and I'll send them a message through like a Bugs Bunny tunnel. Bugs Bunny cartoons when he's digging and he keeps ending up in Albuquerque. Silly comedy gag. Why would he go to Albuquerque? But anyway, I always think, I'm going to Bugs Bunny a message to somebody through the tunnel, and it's not like a message of words, but more like sending a feeling. So I don't know if it was received. Don't know how receptive people are to that kind of information. But maybe that's their means of communication, because you can do a string and a couple of paper cups and communicate, and you can use a telegraph to communicate, and you can use Wi-Fi to communicate. Who's to say these orbs are not some sort of spiritual communication device, and this is the crow sending guidance to this poor person, and they are together helping her transmute her pain, because I think she just needs some counseling, like just off on her own. She's a danger to herself. Although we like extremes, we humans do, not to say, I don't know what species she is, but she's humanoid. She may have a tendency like that. I have said that I am the dumb baby that doesn't get getting burned the first time. And that's a metaphor. Like, when I was a baby, I got it. I think I was a hot stove that I touched. There were stories. But, I never wanted to touch something hot again. But other instances, other instances in life, it became a metaphor for me where, like, why do you keep doing the stupid same thing over and over again? That you just are hurting yourself. You're doing it to yourself. So, maybe she has some of that tendency as well. But, I gotta say, once you learn it, once I get it, I got it. I don't think I'm the only one like that. In fact, I hear people saying all the time stories about themselves doing some maddening, confounding thing to themselves over and over again. All I can say is best way to get to transmuting that pain is to, well, for one thing, stop thinking about it as something that happened to you and start thinking about it as something that happened for you to get something out of it, for you to get extreme information. Like, hey man, there's degrees, so maybe you go the hard, you gotta go the hard way to get, that much more intense of an experience and education out of the experience. Although I think this guy would say you really don't have to go to that extreme to learn something. I would say that too. And that is the information for today. Thank you and good night. Not a touchscreen.